Good morning, good morning, good morning. You know who it is, the cat in the hat, your resident fly guy, your chief architect, Michael Andrew, is StyleArchitects.com, here to help you redesign your frame of mind when it comes to this lifestyle thing. Today I don't have a hat on, a fedora, I got a beret on, but you dig what I'm saying. Yo, I hope that you're having a great Tuesday. Today's Taylor Thought Tuesday. Before we get started, always thank you for joining me on this journey on how we can help redesign your frame of mind when it comes to this lifestyle thing. If you find the information beneficial, please go ahead and give me a thumbs up. And if you haven't already, please subscribe to the channel where you can get these daily updates Monday through Friday on how to develop your personal style, how you can incorporate this into your life, and ultimately tell your very best story. And if you have already subscribed, make sure you hit the notification button, because if you're on here but you're missing the notifications, then you might be missing out on some wonderful conversation. So, with that being said, today on Taylor Thought Tuesday, we're going to be talking about how cleaning out your closet can actually create a clear path for your thoughts, clear consciousness for how you're moving. And the reason why I wanted to have this conversation is because yesterday, well, number one, the reason why we're having this conversation is because that's what we're talking about all week, about a clear, focalized type of consciousness. But was also because yesterday, as you know, I'm cleaning out my own closet, and I started to immediately feel lighter as soon as I removed certain things from my closet. And the reason being, I've realized is several fold. So here we always focus on your consciousness. So what you have to think about when you're getting your look together, how that ends up helping you construct a wardrobe as well as a very signature type of look, and ultimately what that ends up communicating into the world. So generally speaking, when you think about clothes, the thought process is to have a lot of clothes. That way you have a lot of options. But if you've been rocking with me for a little while, then you know that there was a study done probably about 4 or 5 years ago called the Jam Test. And they've repeated this with mustard as well as another condiment. And when they did this, they had 84, I think they had 84 different types of jam that you could choose from. And while everybody was super excited about all these different types of jams, they had, some rhubarb jam, they had strawberry mango jam, they had a spicy honey jam, like all these different types of jams, right? That you would just be like, who's gonna buy these? Nobody did. Everybody had all of these choices, so it made it much more difficult for you to make a decision. And that's the same thing that can happen in your closet. Is if you have too many options to choose from, then you find it difficult to make the decision. And the reason being is because a lot of times guys have so many decisions that are not cohesive. So because they're not cohesive, you end up trying to figure out how you can piece your pieces together. Essentially, you're saying this doesn't go with this, but this goes with this, I guess, kind of. And so you're always questioning, does this really work for myself? But the more consolidated you are in your movements, the more focalized not only your closet becomes, but the more focalized your movements become, because it doesn't require any thought process. One of the things that we focus on as style architects is your color and your cloth, right? So we want to make sure that all your colors are complementary. They're tertiary types of colors that are going to continue to play off of one another, so that you don't have to think about it when you're stepping into the space. And another thing is the fabric that you're wearing. A lot of guys don't think about the fabric needing to be complementary as well. This is because certain fabrics are going to be more insulating. Certain fabrics are going to allow more wind to come in, so you have more ventilation. And so these things need to be complementary to each other, so that you have a right balance of ventilation as well as insulation in certain situations. And when you start having these different types of understandings, and you're focalizing, you've consolidated a lot of these different types of things, you then become more strategic about the things that you buy, because you realize, oh, I don't necessarily need this. It is not going to complement my wardrobe, and it's not going to help me be balanced. So it makes it that much easier for you to save your money, right? For you to be intentional when you're stepping into different stores or different situations, whether you're doing MTM or any other type of shopping. And you ultimately end up communicating a very focused state of mind and a very focused energy that actually magnetizes people to you. It actually attracts people to you, because they say, wow, this dude gets it. He understands. He knows something. And so they start flocking and finding themselves around you in those different types of spaces. What do I mean? If you're the type of guy in a professional situation and you're looking to get a promotion, and Monday through Tuesday, or Monday through Wednesday, we'll say, you're showing up relatively professional, consistent in that space, but somewhere around Thursday or Friday, it's a crapshoot. You may be professional one week, and then you may be ridiculously casual the next week, and I'm talking in extremes here, but you could be in that space, and then what ends up happening is people are looking at you because you're handling yourself professionally, you're handling the job, but then when people are looking at the promotion, is you and this other guy who is on point every day. Look is always on point. Professionalism is always on point. Conversation is on point. So that's the only barometer that's going to separate you two is your consistency in your expression, in your style. And that dude just edges you out, gets that promotion, gets that pay raise, the bump, because the company is confident that every time that they have him out, he's going to be consistent in his expression towards you. Well, then it can cause some cause for some reflection to see where you are in that space. In social situations, if you're the dude who's always the fly guy, and fly doesn't mean that you have to be in a suit and tie all the time or any of those different types of things, you're just a guy who's always on point when it comes to your look, then yes, I have no problem inviting you to a space because I know you're going to show up in style. You're going to know how to move and maneuver throughout the room, and you will make my ambiance elevated. People will want to be around you and will want to interact with you. When it comes to, a dating situation, women are attracted to consistency. There was a great study that said that a man who has a consistent wardrobe, they're willing to forego sex. They're willing to forego like nights out and dinner. They're willing to forego some money to make sure that their man or the guy that they're dealing with is on point from a stylistic standpoint. So there's numbers to back these things up. So I want you to just try that on this week. As you are in the different types of space, consider clearing out your closet because it will add clear thoughts. You'll be able to move through a situation and say, this is exactly what I need to have on. I don't have to think about it because everything goes together, it works together. And even when you're shopping, you'll be much more hesitant to mess up that flow and that clear thought that you have for yourself. And it'll ultimately communicate a certain level of focus, of intention behind your image. And that's a very important thing for you to have. So, question of the day: what are 10 things that you could clear out in your closet? And challenge of the day: I dare you to look at your closet, figure out those 10 things, and then remove them. Either donate them to somebody who could use them, whether it's friend, family, or whatever, to Goodwill, or put those things up on eBay so you can make some profit while you are getting rid of those. And let me know how it goes in the comment box. And if you have cleaned out your closet before, then put those in your closet, in your comment box, and let me know how that worked out for you. I'd love to have that conversation. I'm sure some guys in the community could use that as well. Outside of that, it's Tuesday. You've already started your week out, so be great. Then again, you already are, right? So now all you have to do is show up in style and leave a lasting impression with your image. Above all, you know that I appreciate you. Again, if you do find this information beneficial, thumbs up and share it with a friend who may need to clean out their closet so that they can have clear thoughts as they're moving throughout the day and developing their signature style. Above all, you know that dress is nothing more than the expression of a man's state of mind. So you, yes, you should always dress to express. I'll see you tomorrow. Peace.